Wednesday, July 18, and time for your Barbados Today Morning News Update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Opposition leader Joseph Arthurlee is yet to make any formal moves to break ties with the ruling Barbados Labour Party. A week after the May 24 general election, Arthurlee, a member of Parliament for St. Michael West, crossed the floor. He told Barbados Today yesterday afternoon the issue about his party membership was moot, since crossing the floor was tantamount to severing ties with the governing party.
I think what people have been harping about is whether or not a formal letter has been written by me to them about resignation, or whether or not a formal letter has been written from them to me about dismissal. I don't really think that is the issue. I think when we come to the Parliament, the parliamentary context, you would understand under the Constitution, the political party is not recognized as an entity inside the halls of Parliament, and so that is an immaterial question. But to all practical intents and purposes, from day one, once I had crossed and indicated by letter to the Prime Minister that I would be sitting in opposition to the government, there was a severance. I think what the nation has reported in recent days is only a reflection of what has taken place in the past.
In other news, members of the ruling Barbados Labour Party are set to declare their assets by month end. Prime Minister Mia Mottley made the disclosure yesterday while leading off debate in the House of Assembly on the Integrity in Public Life Bill.
I want to thank the members of my cabinet for agreeing in advance of legislation for the declaration of assets in sealed envelopes being held, and in some instances where they are still awaiting accounting information to be held by the Cabinet Secretary, because by the end of this month all of these things must be sealed away, even though there is no Integrity Commission potentially for another 3 months.
Meanwhile, Minister of Labour and Social Partnership, Colin Jordan, has appealed to the local business community to stop offering bribes to politicians. In his contribution to the debate, the St. Peter MP suggested there would be no takers if there were no givers.
I want to say, as the Minister responsible for social partnership relations, that all of the social partners must participate in this project of open, transparent government based on integrity. And I want to, in some ways, repeat some of a statement that the Honourable Member for St. Michael Northeast made. It takes two hands to clap. And so I am appealing to the business partner in the tripartite arrangement to stop offering inducements to ministers, to members of Parliament, to senior public servants, to chairpersons of boards in this country. Because if nothing is offered, there's a reduced likelihood of something being taken.
The Barbados International Standards Institute says it's in the dark regarding concerns that Johnson & Johnson baby powder may be linked to ovarian cancer. The pharmaceutical giant was last week ordered to pay $4.69 billion to 22 women and their families who had claimed that asbestos in the company's talcum powder products had caused them to develop ovarian cancer. A jury in a Missouri Circuit Court awarded $4.14 billion in punitive damages and $550 million in compensatory damages to the women who had accused the company of failing to warn them about cancer risks associated with its baby and body powders. Now, since the ruling, Attorney-at-Law David Commerson has questioned why the BNSI or other regulatory agencies here have not banned the product from Barbados. BNSI Chief Technical Officer Fabian Scott says that Barbados depends on its counterparts in the United States and other source markets for information on potentially hazardous products, and no one had raised the alarm about the Johnson & Johnson products.
In few days or so, we will contact the U.S. Consumer Protection Commission and see if they themselves have any notifications or any information on this product itself.
Okay.
I told you, we have not seen or heard from them that that is the case.
And isn't that worrying, though? That the fact that, I mean, let's say that they had this knowledge in advance, and I can't see how they could not have, given the fact that actual legal case came as a result. I can't see them not having this knowledge. So isn't it a little worrying that they didn't share it, they didn't think it best to share it with their counterparts in the Caribbean?
Well, first you jump into conclusions. I don't know that they do have the information, and I don't know that they did not share it. So first we have to find that out. And they said we will contact them to get further information on this, to determine whether they do have any confirmed information that it is to the best of their knowledge. Because, I mean, if it was that is the case, they obviously would have had failings on their end as well.
Government is cracking down on noise pollution. Word of this from Environment Minister Trevor Prescott, who also revealed that the 2007 noise pollution policy will be reviewed. Speaking at an opening of a training seminar on community noise enforcement hosted by the Environmental Protection Department yesterday, he explained that while the policy is more than 10 years old, there is still no supporting legislation.
The Cabinet of Barbados approved the National Noise Policy in 2007, but no legislative development took place over the past 10 years. It is the commitment of this administration to develop measures to address noise pollution through the implementation of easy enforceable techniques, such as curbing the operation of noise equipment in residential communities during specific periods. This will be done through the appropriate legislative framework, taking into account the interests of all stakeholders in a balanced and transparent manner. Another way that we will endeavor to achieve this goal is through the training and the certification of public servants who play a critical role in the management of noise pollution in this land.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news now, officials in the Bahamas go on alert following a threatening message making the rounds on social media. The voice message reportedly threatens to do harm to Bahamian fishermen. We get more in this report from ZNS News.
It may be an unconfirmed threat, but it's raised ire over persistent Dominican plunder of Bahamian marine resources. And that was enough, says Foreign Affairs Minister Darren Henfield, for him to put everyone on alert.
We are yet to verify whether or not the threat is credible, but we decided as a ministry that we would err on the side of caution and send a release to the Bahamian people and to fishermen in particular, that they should exercise extreme caution when operating at sea. If they encounter foreign fishermen, that they should not approach them.
This image of a Defense Force boat rammed by aggressive Dominican poachers back in November 2016 is proof of the level of offensive Dominican poachers have launched, and this huge catch harvested just last week, a testament to their boldness.
And on the world scene, President Donald Trump tries to quell the outcry and harsh criticism after he failed to hold Russia accountable for meddling in the 2016 United States election. In fact, the president now says he misspoke at a joint news conference with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in Helsinki on Monday. We get the details in this Reuters TV report.
I accept our intelligence community's conclusion that Russia's meddling in the 2016 election took place.
A total reversal from President Donald Trump on Tuesday, telling reporters he misspoke at his summit with President Vladimir Putin of Russia when he said he didn't believe Russia had interfered in the U.S. election.
He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be. In a key sentence in my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't, or why it wouldn't be Russia.
Trump's words come after almost 24 hours of harsh criticism from all sides after his summit in Helsinki, with even many of his fellow Republicans slamming him for seeming to take Putin's side over his own intelligence community.
I have full faith and support for America's great intelligence agencies, always had.
Trump added that the Russian interference did not affect the outcome of the election, and his administration would work hard to protect the 2018 midterms in November.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and Bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.